My name is Doug Joseph. I'm the sales manager, U.S. sales manager for Tomos USA. Tomos started in Central Europe in a country called Slovenia. Slovenia is part of the ex-Yugoslavia. It's actually the northern province of the ex-Yugoslavia. It was actually one of the first countries to break away when Yugoslavia got its independence and Slovenia became the first country. Tomos factory itself actually started in 1954. I've heard from a couple people that actually got its start during the after World War II with funding from the U.S. through the Marshall Plan, and it's been making two-stroke engines ever since. Tomos is pretty renowned for servicing its customers and dealers. Tomos has been in the United States since 1976, and I think that goes into two parts. One, it's a good quality product, and two, they have parts and support, such as our facility here in Greenville, South Carolina, to support the U.S. operations and Canada. We've got people that ride the Tomos mopeds across the states, you know, from East Coast to West Coast, or even down to Florida from, you know, the northern states, just as a fun and pleasure. And there are people that rely on these units to go back and forth to whether it be football practice or school activities, or even legitimate jobs that they actually have and they need an economic form of transportation. Tomos mopeds, we try to always keep the cost down for the market, and I think in some regards people can construe that to, you know, maybe some oil lines or maybe some springs on the back for shocks. These things, you know, we try to improve upon. And as a U.S. sales manager, what I try to do, along with my parts manager, Wendell Stewart, we try to get a list of together parts that or issues or warranties that we get from the dealers, and try to always improve upon if we have oil lines that are pinched, or if we have oil caps that are not drilled all the way through, that are not letting enough oil through the line to get to the engine. You know, these can be costly expenditures for Tomos, because we'll have to warranty, say, an engine if something Tomos didn't do right on the assembly line. So in all shapes and forms, I think it's a product that, you know, is through time since 1976 has proven itself, and we're far beyond being perfect, but we're always trying to do so. The 2006 EPA regulations have somewhat changed the industry as far as Tomos is concerned. They've always made a two-stroke engine, starting with the A3 and moved up successfully to other engines, A35 and now the A55. And every engine that Tomos does produce, the engines get more and more restrictive because of the EPA regulations. That's one reason why they're no longer producing the A35 engine for the U.S. market, because the A35 is a reed valve engine and was more hard to meet the EPA regulations for 2007 and beyond. So we're using currently the piston port engine A55. Currently, Tomos is qualified for EPA 2006 and 2007. I haven't heard anything on 2008 or 2009. Tomos won't go four-stroke until absolutely pushed to do so, or unless the quality, power, or speed of the bike is affected. Anybody in the industry knows, I don't care if you're talking to a power sport business in Peoria, Illinois, or if you're talking to somebody in Little Rock, Arkansas, Honda, Suzuki, Kymco, or a Tomos dealership, they know that these Chinese scooters are what they are. I'm not here to bash any manufacturer by any sense of imagination or country. However, most of the quality that's coming out of China right now is not reputable. Welds break, chains fall off, but more importantly, every manufacturer is going to have some trouble. They seem to have more trouble, but the larger issue is you're not going to be able to find sometimes that dealer who sold you that Chinese unit, whether it be from Pep Boys or somebody on the side of the road who's now gone. But two, more importantly, you're not going to be able to find parts for those bikes. I see it time in, time out, day after day, of dealers calling me looking for a product that they can support. And don't get me wrong, scooters are a growing trend, and they have been a growing trend now for a good 6 years. And you have to, as a manufacturer, as Tomos, either go with those trends or ride them out or just stick to your niche in the industry. And that's what Tomos has done. But notwithstanding, Tomos will always look to support our dealers and our customers. Tomos, if we do come out with something, it's something that we'll probably have to outsource, and we will probably get it from China, and we have been searching now for 3 years. But if Tomos ever does get into something like that, it'll have to be cost effective for the market. It'll have to be supported by the manufacturer that we can have parts. It'll have to be a good quality product. Currently right now, because of the scare of the 2006 and 2007 models, with regard to two-stroke and four-stroke, the industry got scared at first and started to think, okay, wow, EPA 06, 07, we're going to have to start going like the Japanese did, like Honda, and just totally dismissing any two-stroke and just going right to four-stroke. Since the word has gotten out that there are two-strokes that will qualify, some of the industry, the scooter players, have pulled back and refocused back on going into two-strokes and getting them qualified. So if Tomos does come out something, we're not sure if we'll come out with a two-stroke or four-stroke. We're still looking at different avenues and options in that category. Tomos is like the cockroach in a nuclear war. They'll always survive. They'll always be here. What it is about Tomos that makes it go and makes it survive out in the market, I can't tell you what it is. It's just got to be the quality of the bike, and it's in people's heart. People like the Tomoses because they're there, they're easy to work on. Scooters, you got a totally different engine, a CVT transmission. You got all these body parts and frames. Everything's masked over. I think the traditionalists like and appreciate the mopeds because they are back to a different age of, hey, there's the motor, there's the drivetrain, here are the cables. Everything was there truly to work on for traditionalists. And yeah, I would say there's a lot of people that, adults, that not along with the kids, but there are a lot of adults that do ride the bikes for pleasure also. And more so too, I find many times that there's some people who buy, instead of buying a scooter, they'll buy a moped, because with the scooter, you're sitting on the scooter and you have that big plastic piece where you put your feet on the ground. And most people, not most people, but people who aren't used to riding little 50cc bikes, they're used to be able to turn that wheel and seeing that front wheel turn. Well, so much on a scooter, you're sitting back and you can't see yourself because all that plastic's in the way. But with a moped, whether you're talking about our Aero, Sprint, Tomos LX, ST, Street Mate, or Revival, no matter what, when you turn in that wheel, you can see it, and more importantly, your feet are right underneath you. They're not in front of you like on this platform of plastic. The ground is right there visible for you. So it makes people remember them riding a bicycle, and it makes it easier for them to conversion over to riding a Tomos moped.